Hi guys, so for today's Freeform Friday, I want to try out some of these new dies I recently picked up. They're the Heartfelt Creations Centerpiece kind of collection. So if I have any links in the description box, those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Namely, that would be like if you got these on HSN or if they're available, I'm not sure on CraftStash yet. They may or may not be. CraftStash has some really great bundles if you're interested in the Heartfelt Creations. Then, of course, Heartfelt Creations themselves, which I don't have affiliate links with, or an affiliate relationship with, should I say. But I do have a referral link, but that's what it'll do is give you 20 off of 40 if you're a first-time buyer on their site. So, and then I believe they give me a $20 store credit. So you get the 20 off of 40, and I also get the 20 or something like that. It's just a referral program anybody could join or use, right? So if you want to use that, I'll have it linked in the description box. But this is I guess the basic set, if you want to look at it that way, the simple centerpiece. And let me see if I can, well, of course I can open it. Let me see if I can open it. It has 10 dies, and I think the largest one, I looked at this in the unboxing, or the, what's it called, haul. It's a 6-inch octagon. So that's the shape, right? We have the octagon shapes, and then again there's 10, and the smallest one is 1.5 inches. And then we have these gorgeous things that you can pair up with them. They can, stand alone, however you want to use it. On this one, actually, that's interesting. I wasn't sure. It's 3 pieces. This is the Elegant Hearts centerpiece, and it's called that way because look at the little hearts in there. And then here, like if you really look, those are hearts too. It has 3 pieces. So this one does not have an outer die, an outer edge, but what I mean is, like, it's not an inlay and then an outer one. So it cuts its own thing, right? Its own matte layer here. Actually, let me bring this out. Right here. And then if you wanted to make it a frame, you can pair it with this guy. And of course, it'll cut that center out, if you put them together. Or this guy right here cuts its own edge, so you don't have to layer this one with this one. This one is its own edge. So then you have different mats if you wanted to layer this one with a little bit of a color behind it, and then maybe this one behind it, or however you want to do that. Mix and match it, of course, with these guys too, because you can cut things away, and it's just awesome, the stuff they do. They have so many examples on Heartfelt Creations site, and if you haven't checked out their YouTube videos, I would check those out too, because it's just a lot. And they do a lot with all their dyes, with their flowers, with they are always putting out a lot of content. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check them out. So we have that one. And then I used this one the other day already, the Simply Elegant Centerpiece. And this one, it does have an outer edge die, where that other one that I just showed you does not. This one does have the outer edge. And then the inside one, this large one, is not an inlay. It cuts its own edge, and you see I totally took care and cleaned it all and everything last time I used it. Okay, so sorry about that. I have my windows open because it's going to be a hot day today, and I don't know why I opened the windows. I should just leave them closed because it's always cooler in the house. But I want to get a little breeze going. And I hear all the birds chirping, which is awesome, but my neighbor's dogs are also barking. Okay, so we have this third die here that cuts a matte layer, if you would like, because this inside little medallion cuts its own edge too. So again, just different ways to play with them. Again, you can pair these guys up with, whatever's going on over here. I mean, there's just tons of ways to put these together. But for today, I think I'm going to use this one for our Freeform Friday. And I kind of want to be over the top with it. Maybe I'm going to make an easel card, because they do that a lot with Heartfelt Creations, and it's just, easel cards, honestly, if you're going to make a shaped card, it's just one more step you're taking, is just scoring it and popping it up, and then obviously you have to put a stopper. But what I mean one more step is when you're cutting it, there really isn't that much difference, right? So what I'm going to do is, let's see. Oh, and then a lot of times their cards, they do all these beautiful flowers, which I will get to. I ordered the small wild rose and the large wild rose, which has come out years ago, but it's just the classic rose. And I have their very first ones. I'm looking at them right now. They're in a case right there, and you guys know I busted them out. Those don't layer up the way the new dies do, right? Those are more just like a circle, or, a little shaped, but they're not the kind of thing where you can manipulate the flower. Oh, like this. I saw Tammy's probably okay. I show her cards all the time, or this little thing, because I have it here next to me, like this little guy, where they're separate, so you can manipulate them more. And then of course the glittering, all that heartfelt, very heartfelt. Actually, I want to make a glitter mix on my own. Maybe I'll follow up with that video. I don't know about today, but I will. I don't know if you can see this glitter like she has on here. There's some chunkiness, but there's also some very fine glitter. And so what I was going to do is make a mix, and I'll follow up with that later. But I think I'm going to take this largest one Let's see. Yeah, we'll just start off with that. And you don't have to. You can make the base card smaller than this, you know, if you wanted to. And I'm probably just going to use regular old cardstock because I was going to pull out some, what's it called? Like, oh my gosh, I can't even think right now. Pattern cardstock, but at the same time, this is going to be very basic. Maybe I'll do a pattern cardstock like at the base of it. I don't know. Because this, what I want to do is pop this guy out in gold and then leave that whole matte, you know, that whole center. I'm not going to cut it away. And then do this one in white. And then just have a little sentiment over it. And that's where I was going to talk about. Because a lot of times what you do is you add flowers like this, you know, and just really do this kind of thing. But I have those floral frames or floral banners, if you guys recall. I think I'm going to bring those out and then just pop one of those across here and let that be like what we do. But I probably color them in with alcohol ink markers, so it is going to take a moment for that. This will be really quick, the die cutting, because this is all I'm doing. And hopefully we'll get something gorgeous going with that. So let me grab some paper. This definitely needs to be a 12 by 12 paper. And when I say definitely, I guess it doesn't have to be. It depends on how you like to make an easel card, right? So, okay, so let's pretend this is my card base. And for an easel card, I score it, like, let's say in the middle or in the center. It just depends on how pitched you want the easel card to be, right? But let's say I score it in the center. Okay, it's like this. Now, let's say you don't have 12 by 12 paper. Most of us do, but, you know, I have it because I used to scrapbook, and I guess I do here and there, but I would just fold it in half and put this on the very edge. You know, fold it 6 by 12 or cut it down, whatever. But fold it, put this on the very edge so it doesn't cut, and then I'll run it through. So you definitely need at least almost the whole 12 inches, right? Because you're folding it in half and this is 6 inches. But let's say you only have 8.5 by 11 paper. What you can also do to make an easel is kind of like the way Anna Griffin does her easel card bases, where it's the whole thing and then another half of it. You know what I'm saying? So now let's say that's all you have. I don't even know how I'm going to illustrate this. I just have it. I'm looking for something that I can fold or something. Okay, well, okay. So let's pretend this is a 12-inch square. No, it's 12 inch, 8.5 by 11. Okay. So what you can do is score it at least 6 inches, and you're going to have a 5-inch overlap, so it's not going to meet all the way at the end, right? And you can still do this, still run it through, and now you're just going to make yourself like a little 1/2-inch thing that's going to hold your card. So when you glue it, you're gluing it to that little 1/2-inch strip, and then it'll still do its thing. I hope that makes sense. You don't have to do a full the whole card base. The way I'm going to show you though is going to make a card base, and then you can use that card base, or you can make it an easel. So I hope that's not all confusing. This, I'm just going to run through some gold paper if I had one big enough. Oh, look at this. Actually, this isn't even the gold color I was thinking about. This is Coppermine, I think it's called, from Tonic. But you know what? Since it's big enough and I have it here, I am going to run this one through. I'm not picky, guys. It's Freeform Friday. We're just going with it. This is just an ideas video more than like aimed at something. You guys already know I don't aim at anything, hardly ever. It doesn't look like there's any embossing here, and I'm sorry, I was just trying to make sure I'm right. Yeah, I don't see any embossing on here. I mean, I don't think running it through with an embossing folder would do anything. Not an embossing folder. With the rubber mat, you know, to emboss it, other than maybe giving you an edge in here because the paper's still there and it'll kind of push up. But other than that, it looks like everything just cuts away. So I am just going to run this through like that. I'm just getting like the smallest scraps of leftover washi that I always put here. So I'll run that one through. And then I'm going to run this one through just in white paper. And maybe I have a scrap here. No, that was... Well, that is white paper, but it's not the one I want. Does it fit here? Does it fit here? Oh, so I'm not that, you know, scrap saving, but like that would work, but I don't want to fight with that to make that work. So let me, and I'm using white just because I want it to be really stark. So I'll find a piece of white paper to run this through, and now I'm only finding cream paper. Oh, here we go. Yeah, oh, this one's nice and sturdy too, this paper. So I will run this through here. And generally I give you guys the sizes of the dies, but like this one, let me see if I can. It says it's 6 by 6, and it pretty much is, because if you saw this, you can barely see this behind there. So I'll run these through. Let me get a larger scrapbook piece of paper so I can show you what I'm going to do with this, and I'll be right back. So this is just a piece of 12 by 12 paper in white. Yeah, I could have gone with like a more fun color, but I just went white. And I believe this is close to my heart paper. And I think the white paper, they used to call it White Daisy. Is that the name? I don't know. But it's been a while. So I'm going to cut this down just because I don't need, obviously, this whole thing. I do need it to be a little bit wider than 6 inches just so I'm not like scraping for paper. So I have it there, maybe 6 1/8 or something. I don't know. And I am going to score it at 6 inches on the other side. Just because I don't want to just bend it, but if you want to just bend it, that's up to you. But I'm going to give it a score. 6 inches here. Ah. What did I do? I got my paper dirty. It wasn't dirty when I brought it out. Something. Actually, the other day I put a wet towel here and I just let it sit to try and reactivate this glue and get rid of it. And I did a good job with some of it. I mean, I let it sit overnight. But as you can see, it's just glue, and I thought, well, maybe the water will reactivate it. It did okay. Alright. So, if you're just going to make a shaped card base, you would just take this. And again, I did 6 1/8, so I made it so I'm barely on the edge. And so I was like, ooh, I should give myself a little bit more. If you want to give yourself a little bit more because you're afraid, you know, do that. But what we're going to do here is hang this off the edge. Okay, just a bit. And I usually go just a bit, so I'm just going to barely miss it like that. You know, would be best for me. Just trying to make sure this is all good. Nice and straight. And definitely tape this down. I'm going to run it through. Now you have a shaped card base that's an octagon, or again, we can turn it into an easel, which is what I'm going to do. If you only had an 11-inch piece of paper, after scoring at 6 inches, your paper is going to end like right here, and that's okay. You're not going to see it anyway, you know? So you can still do this even though you have a large die. I guess it depends on your cutting system also, right? Okay. I need to make sure this is hanging off the edge. Okay, I'm going to run that through and I'll be right back. So I ran this guy through first because a lot of times when I have things that have like little bits that are going to fall out, I try to cut the things that don't have little bits first, so I don't have all these bits and then keep cutting, you know. So I cut this guy out first, and then looks good. I'm just trying to conserve this little thing here. So there's our card base. Again, now you just have a shaped card base if you want to continue there. We're going to score it and make it into an easel, but we'll put that there. Oopsie. I think that's what we're going to do, to be honest. I don't even know. Just for fun. So, this little guy, and I'm just going to clean it out. Oh my gosh, how pretty. Oh, so delicate. Actually, when I say that, it's not that it's so delicate, because I mean, you can see the areas are thick, but just really pretty, you know, just really sweet. Okay, well anyway, I'll finish cleaning this guy out. And then this one. And again, we have that kind of copper paper. And I'll do the same thing with this one, I don't know. Sometimes I do this kind of thing, and sometimes I just hit it against the trash can, you know, that does it like that. Just give it a couple of good wraps, and everything kind of falls out. So then we have that gorgeous, oh, look at that. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm just going to clean out that little white centerpiece. Okay guys, these are the pieces we have here. Our shaped card base. Again, it can just be like this, and it can just be a card that is shaped like, you know, we have that gold piece, or copper mine, I guess it's not really gold, and that pretty other piece. I might still do a background piece here. It just depends. Let's see what this looks like. So I brought down my Elegant Rose, or just banner set. I don't know why I said Elegant Rose, because that's what's on the front, but this has all of them. Which one do I want to use? Oh, this is funny. I kind of used this one last time. I think I did use the sunflower one, but I kind of want something like this that kind of sticks out more, where this one has like the little heart shape. So yeah, it's a peony. Oh, I love that. You know, I love that. What do I have in here? Oh, I see. I was like, I think I had picked these guys up, and it was a set, because this has the rustic sunflower stuff, and I think I popped them together is what I did, stick them together in the same bag. So that is that, and then this is the banner paper, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm going to use that one. Oh, this is really cute too, because it's like vining. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. So I love this, but you know what? I want it to be a little more like this without the background piece. So I'm going to use this one, which is the Vining Clematis banner. And And I need some marker. Both of the marker papers I use are from Crafter's Companion, but one is really thick, and if you guys remember, I just stopped using it because it feels like, I don't know if the temperature affects it, something just doesn't feel right. And then the other one is thinner, so I grabbed some of the thinner one. And it's the ultra smooth cardstock, and they had it on HSN for a long time, and I think it's sold out, so it's really hard to kind of match it up again. I don't know, because they have so many different papers. You're like, okay, is this the one? No, it's that one. Is this the one? You know, just use a high quality marker paper so you can color nicely. If I have the links, I'll link that there. I want it to be like this one. Something that just, and I don't even have a sentiment yet, so we'll see what happens with that. We're just going to do this first. And I am going to use a stamp positioner, just, I don't know why. Don't really need to do that, but that's okay. I'll put that one there. Let's go ahead and pick this guy up and get my little magnets. So this is a red rubber cling stamp. Again, really great quality. They stamp, you know, the best. Like I had just mentioned, that sale that Impression Obsession is having, which is awesome because they're having 20% off their site and they're discontinuing basically, or they're going to keep making red rubber stamps is all they're doing, but they put a sale out for that. I also picked up their, I'll link in the description box all the different things I did pick up. I picked up a few more of their background stamps, but I picked up their like monthly kit, which is red rubber, but I guess they're going to stop doing that. And it's just bunnies and chicks, and they look so lifelike and just realistic, and it was just so cute. So I went ahead and grabbed that, even though maybe I won't even have them by Easter time. Just a cute spring set, and of course they don't go bad, so I'll have them for next year. I'm just applying even pressure here. I did use a hybrid ink. What I've noticed about hybrid inks, a lot of times they're a little drier. That looks really good, actually. I don't know, I kind of want to hit it one more time, but it looks really nice, so you can see that. The reason I usually end up doing hybrid inks a second time is not because of the stamp or anything like that. It's because they're a little dry. If you guys, let me know what you guys think about that, because that's what I've noticed with any company's hybrid ink that I've used. They're just a little like chalkier, a little drier feeling. I don't know. So again, just a smooth pressure there, and that darkened up quite a bit. And you can see it's just really pretty. So I'm going to let that dry completely, because you have to really let it dry for using your alcoholic markers. And, you know, you guys, I'm using this towel here. I have stamp cleaner from Close to My Heart. It's really old stuff. And then I have my little Nuvo wipey thing here. So I have all these different things. I usually hardly use them, but let's pretend. Let's spray that, and then I'll just clean it off. Oh, that did do a better job. I'll tell you what. That stuff is ancient. I don't even know what's in it. If it's just soap, it smells good. It smells nice and like good. I don't know how to explain that. Okay, I'll put these things away and I'll be back. So I grabbed some colors, and I went with the Nuvo colors just because I have them here. I have pretty much all the Crafter's Companion colors, and for some reason I never go to grab those anymore. They're kind of more tucked away. Having that big old huge thing that you can pick up from Crafter's Companion, that huge case. But these guys, I keep them near me and I can see them and I can see the colors, and I wanted their kind of colorway. You know, they have really pretty colorways, the Nuvo. So what I do is I have these things. And I should laminate these. I don't know why I have them like this, but I'm going to cut them down and laminate them. But, you know, I look at it and I'm like, I like this kind of color. So I was thinking to go pink or something. I don't know. So I was like, okay, plum tomato. So what goes with plum tomato? So then I come over here and I look at my list of how to mix them together, the 3 colors that you need. And plum tomato actually ends up being coral reef. So pink grapefruit, tiger lily, and plum tomato. And then the green, same thing. I looked and I'm like, oh, I like this green. So what coordinates with that color green or shade of green? And that's what I did, and I grabbed the colors they recommend. Of course you can mix and match, do whatever you want, but let me grab this, and I'm going to put, for a little inspo, even though I'm doing a little bit different colorway, where is it, this thing. I just kind of want to see what they're recommending a color, like what's bud and what's, you know, flower and that kind of thing. So that's kind of what I'll be looking at, and we'll see where we go from there. And you know what's interesting about this one, plum tomato, I thought, oh, it's going to be like red, but it's really light, the pink grapefruit, so I really like it. It kind of echoes what's going on here, where it's a little deeper and then lighter. So let's start with pink grapefruit. It does have a bullet nib and a sketch. I never use the sketch side, so I'll start with this side. I'm probably going to just start down here and kind of leave the tip a little bit lighter. Just so it's kind of like what they're doing in here, a little bit of that inspo. Because I will come back through, but then it'll be lighter because I didn't touch it to begin with, right? And then let's go to the darkest one, which is Plum Tomato in this case. And I'll just kind of go up the center, maybe a little bit in here. Usually I do one petal at a time, but I'm just kind of adding a little color wherever it seems to be darker. The middle color is Tiger Lily, which is 374. It's only one step down from the one we just used. And again, I'm just kind of flicking, but not really. I don't really get into all that kind of fanciness. And then now, I mean, I can just kind of come in and do this kind of thing. Blend it up to the edge with a circular motion, or again, flicking, whatever that you like. I'm leaving the very edge a little bit white. I don't know. This is a really pretty color combo. And that is that flower. I might come in and add a little more, like right here where I missed. That's fine. And then I just grab butternut squash. It's just a yellowish, kind of orangey yellow that I'll put in the center here. And again, whenever you have maybe just one of a color, if you go back in a certain area, it'll just get deeper and deeper in that area. So I'll just put a little more in the center. And like I said, I just finished this off. Oop, not sketch side. Same thing with these other guys. So here it looks like, looking at the picture, this part here is the center, little, what's it called? Bud. So from there I'll do a little bit of this dark color, the middle color, just to bring it out a little bit more, and then back through with the lightest color again. Okay, and as far as green goes, green goes, I have Bamboo Leaf, Pine Grove, and Hunter Green. So I'll start with Bamboo Leaf, the lightest green. And well, let's just pretend we're going to go in here. Again, I'm going to leave some of it lighter. Go in with the darkest one and just start at the very center. Maybe bring some up like this. Go to that middle color. Bring up a little bit more of that here and there. And go back through with the lightest green. Again, I can do a circular motion or just color it in. Oopsie, I got a little green in here, so I can take that away with a blender pen. Again, a blender pen is more of an eraser. It doesn't actually blend. It doesn't really help with that. And I had it sitting here. I used it just the other day, and now, of course, I don't know where it is. I'll have to go grab another one. I have some from, like, Diamond Press. I have the same thing from, you know, Nuvo. It's just a alcoholic marker that doesn't have any color is all it is. And, yeah. So I'll continue coloring, and I'll be back when I'm done. Hey guys, I think I am done. So pretty. Okay, so how do you stamp a sentiment on here? Now, if you have, you know, clear acrylic stamps, go for it. Obviously, you can look right through it and stamp your stamp. I'm trying to see if I have something here to show you what that would be like. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any sentiment stamps, but you know, I mean, obviously you have a sentiment stamp. It's see-through. You're gonna stamp it where you want. But I'm going to use this one, hopefully, just for you sentiments, cling stamps. And like I said, I don't have a lot of heartfelt sentiments, so I thought, well, ooh, I do not like tearing packages like that. That bums me out. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put this up there to patch that up. Yes, that makes me very upset. Stick that down. Okay. It's impossible to see through these, so you don't know if you're going to stamp it straight or crooked or what is going on. So I actually have a couple stamp positioners, and the newer one that I have is from these little sweeties. This is from Art Impressions. It's the same kind of thing. It's like a little acrylic block piece, and it's going to do the exact same thing I'm going to show you right now, but I have the Stamp-A-Majig one that's super old, and it's going to help me see where I'm stamping. Same thing here. It has a acrylic plate you're going to stamp on, and you're going to see where you want that, position it. It'll make sense when I do this one over here. So I have For My Friend, You Are So Thoughtful. Let me see if You Are So Thoughtful even would fit in there. We might go with that one. So all you're going to do is take this, and it doesn't really matter right now. What I'm going to do is place that wherever. Oh, and I need to put this on a block. Haven't used this in a long time. I'm like, what am I doing? You still need to put this on a block. Obviously, you want to stamp it. So the block is going to touch that, right? So you want to make sure you're like right in the corner. And, you know, you use the other one the exact same way. You would make sure you're where you need to be. And right now, this doesn't matter. This is arbitrary. We don't care about that. What we care about is stamping this. This has like a foam thing that helps it catch the acrylic. And it gives you a pretty good idea where you're stamping. So I'm going to use VersaFine ink because I like to use VersaFine ink. I don't have to use it for the sample part for this part to use a stamp positioner. And this is just one way of stamping something like this. Again, use a clear stamp if you're afraid. So I'm just pushing down and basically look at that. And I mean, look at this, you guys. Even on acrylic, the red rubber stamps so nicely. Now, I stamped on this side one time and that's fine. This is like crunchy and this side is smooth. Whatever you want to use, whichever side. But again, I don't even think they sell this anymore, so it would be like another stamp positioner. Just put on the side you want. So now what I do is I'm going to take this, and I think that looks pretty good right there, right? Like, that looks pretty nice. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to place it. Just leave it there for a second. And ink that up. Move this. And just bring this down. And I'll stamp that. And it should stamp where I had it. Look at that. And that is how a stamp positioner works, because you are going blind, you know, with the, you're doing this like completely without being able to see under there. And then this, I just wipe it away, just clean it off, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do that and actually clean off this other one from the other side. But look how nice, and I'm still like, oh, that is so crisp and beautiful. Look at that. VersaFine, oh, red rubber, match made in heaven. Okay, I will be right back. I'm going to clean everything off. Rinse that off. Pretty good. Some old stuff on there from before. So yeah, I don't know if they make that anymore. It is patent number 6,453,573. All right, guys. Let's put that to the side there. It's kind of interesting, that whole patent stuff. I'm not even going to go into that, but like, they don't make it anymore, so can somebody else make it now? Well, like I said, the one that I know is more available now is that one from Art Impressions. Because they also had red cling stamps, you know. Most of these companies have something like that to help you out with, because you got to know where you're stamping. Okay, so let me put that to the side. And clean up a little bit as I'm going along, which I hardly ever do. And here we go. So now I'm going to take this guy. And I only want the very fine part. I don't want the background, so I'm just going to use the one that, I believe it's this one. Or is it the other one? It looks like this one. Ooh, and that's another thing. It even has this middle part that you can still cut some things if you wanted to. That is so cool. So anyway, I'm going to use this one. Ooh, I almost got a little too wild with that one. Okay, so this is another nice thing about Heartfelt Creations is you're seeing through it. I mean, it is literally you're seeing what you are going to cut because it cuts right on the edge. So let me just cut this down because I don't want to have all of this paper extra. And again, I probably didn't even saturate it enough. You're supposed to saturate so much that basically the same color goes to the back that's on the front, but this is what I wanted to do, so it's whatever you want always. Let's see here. So I'm looking at that. That looks pretty good. That is what I'm looking at here. Looking nice. I'm going to stick that side down just to make sure. And over here, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to glue it. Not glue it, but stick that down. And I might put one more piece of tape down here just to make sure. I'm going to run this through the marquee because it's a small little guy. And As I was going through, I can see it moved a little bit. You know how if you're die cutting, you can kind of see if something shifts and you're like, oh no, but I don't think it shifted enough. That's a problem. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Look at that. Okay. Let me clean up a little bit and then we'll bring our pieces back and see if I want to cut like more paper for the background or whatever else we might want to do. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so here we have our pieces. Again, either a shaped card base or easel card base, whatever you want to do with that. This little guy's going to go on here. And this pretty lady's right here. And again, I might cut something for the background. I don't know. I haven't really layered this up yet. I mean, that is so pretty. Look at how clean and gorgeous that is. Honestly, I was like, ooh, and I put this back there just, you know, to have something, but you don't have to even put something like that. Maybe you just want to put a pattern paper or use that other die and cut this piece out so it's just like a frame and this is just kind of popped up in there. I mean, there's just so many ways to play with this. That looks really pretty too. Oh my goodness, look at that. so many ways. But then I was thinking, okay, I don't think I'm gonna do a background paper. Actually, the clean and just pretty look of this, I really like it, so I think I'll keep it that way. But I can kind of flip through here and see if there's anything else. I do need a stopper, you know, on the inside, so I'm just gonna look through the paper pack because I know they have cute little things like this. Of course, I did my own colorway over here with my flowers. It's a little similar to something that's going on over here, but we have like, I just need a little something to stop it at the bottom, you know, at the base. And I see some of these little, like this one, like this little ticket. That one might be good, or like this one. I think like this one goes more with what I was doing. Interesting. And then also I was wondering if I should mat that. So let's look at this again. We're going to take our card base here. And since I'm going to easel it, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And you can score it, you know, wherever you like. I'll probably go ahead and open this up and score it at about 3 inches. Because again, it's 6 inches here. So just about 3 inches should do it for us. And this is the other thing. So when we do this, and I say, oh, it's just one more step. It is just one more step, but at the same time, not just one more step, because it depends. When I glue this on here, do you want it so that it's all frilly and soft and it's just up in the air like this? Or do you want to back it again with the same, you know, white piece of paper or some other cardstock? So I think I am going to back it just because it's very, very frilly and very soft. So I think I am going to cut one more piece of the white paper. I don't know, it actually looks pretty cool just up in the air. But I think I'm going to take this and again run it through a piece of white paper. And then I'll decide if, you know, if I'm going to mat this with like a different color or what I might want to do with that. But I'll be right back. Okay guys, I guess I could have put some of this stuff away while I was busy doing that. What I'm going to do is go ahead and start putting this together because I honestly, we need to do something like that. I think I'm going to pop this up, but I'm going to glue this one straight down. And I had mentioned maybe adding some paper or something in the background, but I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to stick with this and we'll go with that. So all I'm going to do is do a little of this, and then maybe we'll add some glitter to the flowers because that's very Heartfelt Creations-y. I'm going to put a little glue in the back of my hand for these other little bits. That also kind of helps clean up some of the glue that's on this area. So I'm just going to put this in here, kind of center it as well as I can. Maybe a little more this way. And like I said, I'm going to pop this up. So it's really easy to clean up glue from metallic papers because you can either wipe it away or wait till it's dry and then just take a little towel and kind of wipe it off too, or just kind of go like that and it comes away pretty easily. Ooh, do not dig your nail in there like I did. I'm going to just put this to the side. Where is my jar? Hold on. So I'm going to use a little bit of this. Not generally how I do it, and I just picked up the art glitter, but I don't have the precision tip bottle. Well, I have one. I have a few, you know, I bought them from like, I think I have the Tim Holtz ones and I have some Crafters Companion ones. I just have to find them and then I'll put some of that glue into that bottle and go from there. But for this little guy, I'm just going to use this Barely Art. And we can add, now what do I want the shimmer? Do I want on the edges and the centers? I don't know. We'll just add some all around. You can also, what I've seen them do is put it on a sponge. I'm just kind of going around in here, around the flower tips. And then I have this big jar of glue I picked up at an expo a long time ago. It's just iridescent, ultra fine glitter. I mean, you can find that pretty much everywhere nowadays. And I'm just adding it wherever I have like a little flower, maybe in the little bud. Cute. And then I'm just going to use this to kind of pick it up and scoop on here. And scoop that off. Now I can put this on a whole piece of paper and then just kind of collect it and scoop it back in here. But I'm just going to go around and do this. Oh, there you go. And I'll be right back. Ooh, look at that. When it dries, it's just going to be shimmery and pretty. While that's drying, I am going to just line this out with some foam tape. And you can just use pieces. I'm just going to use this stuff just because it's a bigger area. I try to reserve this for when I do when I'm making shaker cards, because it's not as fun to piece together a whole bunch of little pieces to make a shaker card. But this area is so large, I'm just going to do that. And take off the carrier and just place this on this card, the single panel we just cut. We have our base over here. So in a way I said, oh, there's just one more step. I was just taking these off and I said, it's just one more step to make an easel. So it's just a couple more steps maybe, I guess. I forgot about that other layer, because sometimes you don't have to mat it up, you know, if you just like the way it looks. You don't have to go through and do all this other stuff. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna put this on here, and then when our little piece dries, I'll bring it back. In the meantime, my tag dies, let me grab those. I'm not sure which one I need, but I do have the tag die sets. And oh my goodness, okay, and that's not dry yet, so we're gonna get there. I'm gonna go through this and find something for a stopper, and what I mean by that is to stop it on the inside. Now you can definitely do another one of these. Wouldn't that be cute? And just cut it in half and then use that as a stopper. Oh, that'd be lovely. But I'm just gonna be kind of quick about it and cut out one of these tags or something that's in here, and I'll be right back. I want to show you. It's from the ticket and tags, of course. The name is quite apropos for what I'm looking for. And then I'm gonna cut this one. And they have the smooth sides like this one, but I'm going to cut this one from this guy, I guess. And yeah, go from there. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of see where this is going to be. I'll probably just cut really closely. Again, she likes to make her dies where it's like right on the edge of what you're doing. So if I cut right down here, it's not going to hurt anything. I just need to cut right down there. Okay. Oh, look at that, right on there. Because like I said, she puts it so it's very low clearance, you know, on your little tag or whatever it is that you're cutting. Super cute. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that to dry just another little bit. It shouldn't take too much longer, and then we'll start putting everything together. So I brought my pieces together, and you know, if I put this on here, it's gonna be very much white paper down here, and then this little guy, which is fine, but I think what I'm gonna do, and I know this is gonna break people's hearts, is I think I'm going to bring in some of this paper. Now this one's really pretty, this green kind of teal blue background. You can kind of see what that would look like if that was sitting on there. That'd be very pretty. I was thinking about going with this peachy pinky one. Oh yeah. Now the reason I say it's going to break people's heart is because look what's on the other side. I know. It's just some little like 6-inch matte layers that are really cute, but oh well. We're going to bring this guy out. That's why I had 2 paper pads, guys. And on this one, I'm just going to cut out the second to the largest. So this is the big guy, and I'm going to cut this guy out. And we could have put this in the, you know, on this guy too or whatever. I wasn't going to do that. I wanted it to be that crisp and clean. So, you know, when it's closed up, it's just like this. And it still looks super gorgeous. And then when you open it up, you're going to have that pop of color. And so I'm going to run this through right quick, and I'll be right back. So we haven't stuck that together. It's just there. And don't be too sad. It's just that one little 6-inch square. Like, I mean, you're going to use one side or the other anyway, right? So not too bad. But let me get this little guy. You know, with Heartfelt, they do a lot of inking and things. I haven't touched ink other than to stamp, so if you want to ink it up, that'd be very lovely too. Let me go ahead and just pop this on the inside right quick, and then we'll go with the rest of it. Oh, it's so pretty. And actually, I want this, see how it's a little bit darker? I want that down here. Here. I was looking at the pattern, it kind of goes this way. If I had it like this, it'd be kind of funky. So up and down, but with that darkness kind of on the bottom part. Why am I holding this like this? I don't know. Like this. Okay. And that prettiness. I mean, how many different ways can you make this to shakers and frames? I mean, so many cool things. Okay, and on this guy, I'm going to go ahead and adhere it. Why not, since we're here? So right to the edge. I want those edges to stay really close together here, but also this very edge. And let me slide this guy off. And you can bring this back. Stick that together there. Okay. I'm going to hold that down for just a little bit before we move on, but I will be right back. I just realized I left this uncovered. I don't need it, so I'm going to put that away. And of course I'm just sitting here letting this glue dry on my hand, but that's alright. Okay. So with this guy, I'm sure it's still a little bit wet, but look how pretty, just that little glimmer here and there. Love that sentiment. It's so crisp and just awesome. Really great. So I'm just going to take some low profile stuff. Again, this came like in a card kit or some kind of kit I had, I don't know. but I still have it. So I'm going to put quite a few of these guys on here, and I will be right back. Actually, I love when they come off like that in a big strip. But anyway, I will be right back. I'm just going to pop these on here, and that's kind of why I like when they come out together, because I can use them that way. Okay, and I'll put some on the back of this too. Oh, what a cute little, oh, look at this side if you just stamped it with like a little something. Cute. Okay, I'll be back. Taking the carriers off of this. I think maybe I'll add a seam binding or bow, I don't know, we'll see. So again, this will go up like this. And we have this gorgeousness right here, and I think my mailman, yeah, I just saw my mailman pull up, so. And I'm kind of eyeballing where I'm placing this, like the top and the base of this part. I'm not looking at like the whole card, so that way I know I'm kind of in the center, but at the same time showing a little bit of the top and a little bit of the bottom. I think that'll be nice. Oh, that is so pretty and just clean and fresh. Look at that. Maybe a seam binding bow is not the way I want to go. And then I'm just going to put this here as the stopper. And again, where do you want your stopper? You want this to be way up. You want to be able to write a sentiment in there, which you have plenty of room to write in here. Even as this far, there's still like 3 or 4 inches back there. So, you know, I mean, you want it out here? Probably not. You probably want it a little bit further up like this. I'm just trying to see what is straight and where I'm at. Maybe a little more this way. I was going to say, oh, this matches so well. Yeah, you think she planned it that way? Probably. like the little peachy color in this. And I went with this. I'm sure in there's tags that match this because it is the banner paper pack, right? So there's probably clematis ones, but I went with the color more than anything because the color I used here, I thought this one matched better. So I just went with that. And that is what would hold up your card. And you have this gorgeous, fantastic easel card. Honestly, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I was going to make like a little seam binding bow. I'll show you what I mean by that right quick. I have some gorgeous seam binding a friend gifted me here, but I have this black. Ooh, see, I wasn't even going to go with black. I was going to go with white. How dramatic would that be, right? Ooh, that's nice. Or this one, I was going to do this and just make it a big, big bow. So we can do this a couple ways. How does it? Okay, so we can start here. I'm going to wrap it around my hand and just make it kind of big. So I'll wrap it around my hand twice. I haven't done this in a little while, so I'm trying to think. It's different from my finger bow ones. And then just bring this over. It's kind of like, what's her name? Anna Griffin does it with the bows that I would make with the Anna Griffin bow maker thing I have over there. So basically that, and I think one of these has to cross over. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. I'm just going to push it through all my hands and bring it over. And then basically tie a knot down here. I think that's how we do it. So I'm just going to kind of hold it in my hand because I'm using one hand, obviously. So I'm going to make a loop there. Pull that tight a little bit. Sorry, I had to get out of frame to do that. And then I think one more tie. Yeah, okay. I need to be, actually I can take it out of my hands right quick. That'll make it easier. Pull it tight. Not too tight because then you're going to end up pulling your strings back out. And then one more tie. It's a little messy, I know. I didn't do it probably quite right, but I was using my hand, so for using your hand, that's not bad. That's not bad, huh, guys? There you go. So you have this pretty bow, and you know, we can add it here or wherever you want to put it. Maybe down. No, I wouldn't put it there. I always like them on the side. And then if you want to, you can hot glue it kind of more like this. I would put hot glue and really stick that part of it down, because then it makes a bow that's just kind of like hanging down here. Just really cute and sweet. However you want. Or you can put it out again, just like that. That's so pretty. Oh, this willow bow is so pretty. So, anyway, just some ideas. Alright guys, thanks again. Freeform Friday, we just go with it. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, it's Freeform Friday. You know, we just play it fast and loose and have a good time. And I think that was really sweet. Actually, I really am tending towards this bow. But we will see. Maybe later. Or you know what, on the side like this, that way it's just kind of hanging there and didn't really interfere with this stuff. Or over here. I always like things over here, I don't know why. Yeah, I think I will. I'll hot glue that right there. Just for funsies. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.